Hello, MreGamersSports. This is Damien or Alpha Force from TacoGamingSports, and I got my next episode of the GM mode. This is my second, and right now I'm going to be doing some scouting, and then after that I have a trade coming up. Just a small one, getting rid of a player I don't really like. It's Jeff Finger. I traded for a 7th. I didn't really try and do anything else with it because I I've never liked him. I can't stand him. Every time I start anything with Toronto, the first thing I do is go trade this guy. I don't care what I get for him. He's not worth anything. So I traded him for a 7th. Doesn't matter to me. That 7th round won't help me, and Jeff Finger won't help me. So got rid of that. Doesn't matter. Nothing major. Not going to affect anything at all. So and this is the second game of the season. We won the first one. If you've seen that, if not, if you want to go check that out, I'm sure you can find it. I would link it, but it hasn't been uploaded right now as I'm talking, and as I will send this in. I'm not sure when it'll be uploaded. But yeah, if you can find it, you can go check that out. There's not too many NHL games on this channel. But right now, in hockey, there's not much going on. Usually that's what I talk about in a lot of my commentaries, is kind of like what's going on in hockey. And obviously there is some going on because of the Stanley Cup Finals. But it just doesn't feel like that for me because last couple of years, I've always kind of liked the team that's been in there. Especially last year was my second favorite team with Vancouver, so it's kind of more into it. And this time, I like New Jersey, but it's just like they're down 3-0. They won last night. By the time you guys watch this, it'll probably be over. LA will probably win, and if it's not over, New Jersey's probably forced to Game 7 or something. But I'd rather obviously see New Jersey win the cup. Um, but it looks like LA is going to take it. It's so hard to come back from a 3-0 deficit. I mean, it's obviously happened before, but I just really don't see it happening. I would love Marty to get another cup. I mean, he deserves it so much. He's the best goalie in history, and obviously it would be awesome for him to get a cup, but it just doesn't seem like that'll happen. So that's basically all that's happening. I mean, the draft is coming up in a couple weeks. I mean, the draft might even happen by the time this video is up. I actually know someone going into the that's probably going to get drafted, actually. He's projected, last time I checked, he's projected to go like beginning of the second round. He kind of got hurt in the beginning of this year, the concussion, so he missed a lot of the season. So his obviously stock kind of dropped because he was actually going to go like I think 20th or something, and now he's gone down to like 35. His name's Jared Maidens. He went to school with me. I didn't. He wouldn't know who I was, but I had class with him, and he went to my school, and I've talked to him a couple times, but that's about it. And that's pretty sweet knowing someone that's gonna probably will go to the NHL. If you're gonna get drafted in the first, second round, you're probably gonna go to the NHL. So that's pretty awesome. Uh, Hopefully, maybe he'll end up in Toronto. I mean, if he goes the way he's projected, 35th, that's like lined up perfect for Toronto's pick. And I mean, Burke doesn't like Canadians, so he probably won't end up in Toronto. That's alright. I believe in what Burke's doing. I mean, he's doing a pretty good job. I don't know about the drafting. He hasn't really done much there. Trade-wise, I can't complain. So, I mean, I'm hoping his scouts can kind of help him lean towards some guys, and hopefully they can get a couple good players. I mean, they have the 5th overall pick, so I don't know if they will try to move up, maybe a spot or two, or there's like obviously there's some good players in the top 5, but after the top 5 it kind of drops down. So I'm hoping maybe they can move up for a cheap price, or obviously it's not gonna be cheap, but uh, move up a little bit, a couple spots, maybe to third. Get a top forward. Maybe can even play next year. That's stretching it there, but if he can play next year, that would be pretty awesome. Uh, so my goal for this GM mode is really realistically to make the playoffs. Obviously for the Leafs, that would be a good step in the right direction. I'm hoping to make some big trades. Hopefully help out the team for right now and the future. Obviously, you need a top center because I don't think Grabowski's a top center. He's an excellent second line center. Um, Obviously, I've made a trade. You probably actually no, not on this game. There's a trade after this game that I'll talk about after. It's just another minor deal. But I'm hoping to get another goalie. Now I'm having trouble deciding. I'm just about to make a deal. I've kind of looked at a couple things. I've recorded maybe the next 2 episodes after this, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I just don't know what goalie I want to go for right now. It's either do I go for a starter? Or do I go for a top goalie? Like, I'm not gonna name names, but just for example, like a Luongo or like a Carey Price. Not them specifically, but you know what I mean. Or should I go for someone like a good backup, a young backup, Snyder, Bernier, Lindback? There's a couple guys that I'm thinking about going after. Someone who has a high potential so that their overall will grow. I'm hoping to get someone in the 80s and then move them up to about a 90. That'd be awesome. A nice goal by Mark Arthur there. Just comes in the slot. No one was really covering him. That guy was just kind of skating slow. So pretty easy goal there. But yeah, hopefully I can make the playoffs and kind of make a run for it. I don't want to just, get 8th and then get blown out right away. So I'm hoping to build a good team with a good goalie. And I need another left winger. I need maybe even 2 because I'm kind of short on those. I mean, on this game they don't have Lupul as a left winger, but he has usually played left wing with Kessel on Kessel's line with Bozak, and Bozak is obviously he's on my like 4th line. Actually got a really nice goal right there. That was pretty unreal how I spun around and dinged off the bar, kind of made Craig Anderson look like a bum. But no, I thought it was a pretty good goal. It might have been just luck how I kind of spun around, but you never know. Maybe I meant to do that. But kind of really unlucky goal here. Reimer got really confused, kind of went off the boards, and he fumbled it, and then he would spun around a bunch, and then I don't know, I was like, what the heck's going on? And then we got Franzen, who the Leafs didn't use enough last year at all. He has such a good shot, and he's a really big guy. So, like the first couple weeks, they didn't even play him at all. If I were him, I'd be so mad. I mean, that trade was probably one of the best trades ever. I can't remember when they didn't trade anymore because he was such a bum. Oh, Lebda. They traded Lebda for Lombardi and Franzen. Like, that's probably one of the best trades ever. Oh, but right here I do a really dirty hit, and honestly, I kind of meant to, but I didn't want to, like, dummy him like Fanuff did. He ended up being injured. I didn't show that, but he ended up being injured for sure. 3 stars, Lombardi, MacArthur, Reimer. Solid win for the Leafs. We're 2-0, and here's my trade. Jamie McGinn, one of my I like him a lot. And Rosehill, I don't like fighters on my team, so it's kind of like, okay. They didn't take Rosehill from McGinn. I was like, expected. I threw in a 5th round pick. They're like, no. And I was like, okay, they can't want too much more. So I throw in a 4th. They accept it. I was kind of surprised that I got him for Rosehill in a 4th. Honestly, I think that's a really, really awesome deal for me. McGinn is a really good player, and I believe in real life he's gonna get it. He has a lot of potential, and in the game he has a lot of potential. I think it's either a B or a B minus. But I needed some left wingers. I had like Brown, Brown is a right winger, and Steckel's a center, who should be playing center because he's unreal at faceoffs. But so I threw him in left wing. I might need to grab one more. I'm gonna go after a center and a goalie. That's my goals right now. Grab a couple players, kind of build up the core, have a better team, and we'll see how it goes from there. So as you can see, I only have 3 left wingers. So I still have a center playing left wing, which isn't too bad. I don't really use my 4th line, but it's just those games that I'm going to simulate that I'm worried about because I feel like I'm just going to lose every one of those games because the team just isn't that really good. Good enough to like play against the top teams, that's for sure. But when I'm playing, obviously I can control what we're doing, so it's completely different. But yeah, that video's coming to an end, guys. Give it a like, comment, any questions at all. Subscribe to this channel, and as well as my own. That'd be awesome, guys, and have a good day.